Playing as a squad leader in Hell Let Loose can be pretty overwhelming. You know, there's no new player experience in the game. There's nothing really to tell you how to play the game or even the little intricacies of playing a squad leader and the extra things to look out for. So what I'm going to give you today is what I believe are 10 common squad leader mistakes to avoid if you're going to jump into the squad leader role. And these aren't in any particular order. But let's start with forgetting to put down an OP or a garrison. Now, I do this, or I guess don't do this, quite often. My squad have to remind me to put down a fresh OP, but without an OP for your squad, you're going to have to fall back to your garrison, and if you're attacking or even defending, it's going to increase your spawn time, so get your OP up. If you're moving around to do like a long flank or you're going into enemy territory, keep putting down a fresh OP. Make sure your OP is in a good position because you want to take full advantage of that quicker spawn time and how deeper and easier it is to build an OP in enemy territory. And a garrison, make sure you've got multiple garrisons for your team, especially when defending. If there's only one garrison on your point that you're defending, get another 2 backups built up. You need these backup garrisons because if the enemy push too close to the objective and lock down your garrison or get a lucky tank shell or something onto your garrison and you lose it, your whole team's pretty much screwed, so get those backups built as well. Tunnel vision. Now, what I mean by this is singularly focusing on one aspect or one point in the battle. Hell Let Loose is not just about capturing or defending one location. I guess you could say it is in offensive mode, but don't just focus on that one little thing you want to do. As a squad leader, you need to be mindful of the entire battle pretty much at all times. You need to be listening to command chat, listening to the other squad leaders, listen to your squad, keep checking the map for enemy positions, which you can find by seeing if OPs or garrisons are going hot, looking for markers that your team have put down. Don't just focus on your own little battle against like another squad that might be flanking, or you're trying to push to an objective and you're fighting this one little thing. Remember, it's about an entire map, not just one little area. And as I just said, you got to listen to the command chat and the commander. The commander will be able to sit back and keep a better like eagle eye view on the battle and what's going on. So the commander will, or maybe should, be having like a plan in his head of what he wants certain squads to do. If he asks your squad to push up to a certain area to defend, make sure you do it. It's just going to mean that he can then get his plan in order much better, get the other squads to do what they need to do, and you'll have a better game for it. And if you're listening to your commander or the other squads, make sure you got a mic so you can talk back. I mean, the amount of squad leaders that I've seen don't use a mic is pretty crazy. If you're in that level of command, like a squad leader or a commander, make sure you have a microphone. You need to be able to get that information to your command chat and to your squad quickly, and standing still and just typing away if you're on PC is just not good enough really. Get a microphone. If you're not comfortable using a microphone, then really what I'd say is either play with some friends at first or don't be a squad leader yet, because you will need to be communicating constantly either with command chat or with your squad. And when you are talking in command chat, don't just waffle on and say loads of random stuff. In command chat, don't just over talk, don't over communicate. We don't need to know that you've killed one guy or killed a squad. Just keep any sort of communication in there short and to the point. Don't have a conversation with another squad leader in command chat. All you're doing is just making it harder for every other squad to communicate with each other and to communicate with their own squad, because you're taking up all that like volume in that headset. Use command chat to give out urgent instructions or urgent information. If you've spotted an enemy garrison, put a marker down the map, let command chat know. If you've taken it out, remove your marker, let command chat know. If you spotted a tank moving up, let them know. They don't need to know if you've killed someone or if you shot someone and they didn't die. Another common mistake is not asking your squad members to take certain roles. Generally, when I'm a squad leader, the only roles I really definitely want in my squad is a support role, or at least someone who's willing to rotate in and out as and when I need supplies, and an anti-tank. Even if there's no tanks really being pushed forward, you should always have an anti-tank guy, just because you can take out garrisons from long range with a well-placed shot. Don't be afraid to tell people that they need to take certain roles, but if you do, tell them why you need it. You don't want to be in that position where you could put down a nice garrison and you've got no one playing support, or you see a tank or a half track or some sort of truck and you have no anti-tank guy to easily take it out. If you've got an idea in your head of what you want your squad composition to be, make sure the squad are doing it. When you're attacking, don't just run in and try to rush straight for the control point. You have an hour and a half in warfare to play out the entire game. That means you can take a few minutes to sit back, figure out what's going on, or even take like a really long wide flank around the complete opposite side of the map and try and get down like a sneaky garrison off to the side of the control point, nearly behind it, or get down your OP and really attack them from the back. Rushing in from control point to control point can lead to that big meat grinder situation, and that will just be a very long, arduous, tough fight. Just split off and get a flank in on the control point. If you are in that meat grinder situation and another squad has placed down a garrison off to the flanks, make sure not every single squad is going to spawn on that garrison. I've seen that countless of times, and all that does is leads to another meat grind situation, but from a different side. You want to envelop the control point. Make sure you communicate with your squads so another meat grinder doesn't happen. And when you're defending, don't just sit in the strong point. When you're defending, you need to control the 4 squares around the control point, because that is really the control area. What I do when it's just my squad defending, I will keep 3 people in the control point, in the strong point, and I will send the other 3 people in my squad out to patrol around the edges of the sector, because you need to spot where the enemy are coming from and you need to push that position to take out their spawns. That's the only way to really defend an area, is to destroy the enemy spawns. If you are patrolling around and you start to lose the control point, yeah, of course, pull back, you need to. But you need to find those spawns, and you won't do it just by sitting in the strong point. The way I manage my squad by giving out orders really is just to say, we're going to attack this point, or we're going to defend over here. We're going to take this long flank round this way. I don't micromanage my squad. I'm not really telling individual people to take up a position in a house, go to that wall, do this particular thing. Unless it's like a support role or like an anti-tank role, I may tell him just to spawn somewhere else where there's been a tank spotted so we can take it out and help out the other squads. But I find, at least for me, micromanaging each individual member of my squad is just kind of bad. They are human beings, they've got their own thoughts, their own initiative. Let them use it, and they will communicate back to you what they've seen, what they're doing, and what they think. And lastly, not redeploying. Redeploying in Hell Let Loose is such a huge thing and can really turn the tide of battle. If you find yourself in the middle of nowhere or you need to quickly pull back, don't run, redeploy. Take the death, it doesn't matter. Your KD isn't going to change that much from one extra death, and you'll benefit your team and your squad a lot more by redeploying into a different or better position. If the commander's asking people to fall back to redeploy, do it. If an airhead's going up, redeploy so you can get on that airhead. Just make sure not every single squad's doing it. You do need people back. Or even if you just want to redeploy to go back to HQ to grab a supply truck or anything, just don't be afraid to redeploy. So those are 10 common squad leader mistakes I believe a lot of squad leaders make in Hell Let Loose. Even myself included make some of them. If you've got any tips or common mistakes you think other people make, put it down in the comments below. Let's get people improving their squad leader game. Let's get more people into the squad leader position as well. If you like this video, give it a like. Make sure you subscribe for more Hell Let Loose content. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one.